Welcome to Watchat, where we chat about watches and other facts of life. Let's talk about the recent updates on one of my favorite Rolexes, and why it's one of my favorite. Prior to the 1st of April 2022, many were speculating that this model here, the 116900, would discontinue and that Rolex will release a new design of the Air-King. Well, yes and no. Yes, the 116900 is now discontinued, and no, it's not an entirely new design. I, however, speculated that Rolex would actually revamp their model with a newer movement and additional lume instead. The update on the Explorer 1 kinda gave a hint as to how the updates on the Airking was gonna be. Thankfully, they did not reduce the size to 36mm. If you missed my review video on the 116900, I'll put a link in the description below. So, what's the difference between the 116900 and the 126900? Let's talk about the obvious changes to the watch. First is the use of lume on the 3, 6 and 9. The previous model does not have lume on these numbers, but with markers fully made out of 18 karat white gold. Similar to the progression from the Explorer 1 Mark I to the Mark II dial, the 3, 6 and 9 now has lume on them. Not any other lume, but an optimized chromolite which apparently provides longer lasting lume in the dark. Second, it's the printing on the dial. The previous model has a 5 at the 5-minute marker, whereas the newer model has a 05, instead giving it a parallel or a more symmetrical view on the entire dial. Underneath the 6 o'clock marker, the newer dial has a crown between the word Swiss and made, replacing the 30-minute minute track, and these words are pushed down to the bottom of the minute track as compared to the older model here. The new case design on the Airking is something that Rolex is very proud of. The flanks are now straight as opposed to the rounder shaped case in the older model. The case design on the newer model makes it look like the case used in a Submariner, which evidently makes it slimmer. More about the measurement later. The newer case also has crown guards now. I don't know about you, but I prefer it without crown guards, which gives a cleaner look. It is, however, supposed to be a sport watch, so I guess crown guards are kinda like a thingy now. With the new movement and changes to the case, the Airking maintained its 40mm diameter but now has an 11.59mm thickness as opposed to 13.1mm on its predecessor. The lug to lug is now 47mm as opposed to 48mm, and the lug width is now 21mm as opposed to 20mm. Now that sucks. The lugs are therefore slimmer. The bracelet now tapers down to 16mm and uses a folding oyster lock with a safety flip clasp. The older model tapers down to 15mm and uses a folding oyster clasp without the flip. The 126900 now uses the Rolex 3230 caliber automatic movement, which isn't something new. The 3230 is also used in Rolex's OP36 and 41 line. It's also used in the Explorer 1 and the Submariner line. The 3230 now has 70 hours of power reserve as opposed to 48 hours in the 3131 caliber. The newer movement now no longer uses or need a magnetic shield to protect the movement. Hence, it is now slimmer or less anti-magnetic? What say you? Let us know in the comments below. The sapphire crystal now has, for the very first time, anti-reflective coating on the Air-King. This is pretty exciting news. What this means is that it is an indication that Rolex is now moving towards the direction of implementing AR coating on all its watches. Don't you agree? The size on the dial has increased approximately 0.8mm, giving it a bigger real estate on the dial and slimmer bezel. This also gives an illusion that the new Airking is larger, but it isn't. With the larger dial, evidently Rolex have to extend all the three hands. What's interesting is the length proportion on the hour hand is now longer with the tip extending further on the new when you compare it with the old. With the larger dial, the markers are also slightly larger. Last but not least, there is of course a price increase. The 116900 was priced at 27,950 ringgit Malaysia before this. The 126900 is now priced at 28,700 ringgit. So there you have it. These are the 10 things that I have spotted. Are there any other changes you've noticed? Let us know in the comments below. What do you think of the new Airking? The older piece has a more elegant look due to the lack of crown guards. The newer model has a sportier look. Whichever look you prefer, you can be certain that this is the most quirky looking Rolex there is, and it is a statement piece. Not because of its retail or secondary market price, but because of the audacity and attitude Rolex has with the design on this line, showing us once again that even with Rolex, the sky's the limit. Anyway, if you like this kind of video, please like, share, subscribe and hit that notification icon to support me, and I'll really appreciate it and promise to make more videos like this. Until the next one, thank you for watching.